Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
Baka.
What's up, guys? Welcome back,
What
Oak.
up?
Welcome back.
I'm back from Disney.
I hope you had fun. We didn't fire
I did.
you. Don't worry.
Thank God. It's good.
We're gonna wait for your birthday. Oh, now I ruined the surprise.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Happy birthday, you're fired.
Yay, no.
It does sound like a Grif thing to do, let's be honest.
It really is.
You guys know me so well.
Her birthday's coming up. We can't fire her because she's on every episode.
I'm also the one that records this and edits it, so if you fire me,
Yeah, work security. Chickens should be able to record now, right?
Yeah.
We just got to find an editor.
oh my god, what games has everybody been playing?
I'll start because mine was kind of short because I was at Disney most of the time. Played a lot of Atlas. And I'm kind of pissed at Atlas right now because I went to K-12, which is an area that has gems and silver and stuff like that. And there is two groups that are there that are currently placing down foundations to take over the entire island, and they'll allow foundation to come up so the resources will pop back up. And then they'll grab the resources, put a foundation back in, and they have an entire trading post there. And so I'm very pissed about that because that's the closest area we had to get gems. And so, you take an hour and a half trip to wherever you need there and back, basically, and it's just, it's not
To the trading
fun at
post
all.
where you can now purchase gems instead of just farm them.
Yeah, and it's like, if you don't know when you show up, you're like, okay, well, what the fuck am I supposed to bring you type deal.
Gold.
And then
Gold
yeah,
is always good.
yeah, and then there's other people that are like, that have wheat, like they're growing wheat. And so they're selling wheat and shit, and I'm like, you're killing me right now. And then next to us, we have a group of, I'm guessing because I can't see the letters, they're just squares.
Are they squares? They're Chinese.
They're most likely Chinese.
They are Chinese.
Live next door to us, and they know enough English to cuss us out.
Yep.
And
So
they,
polite.
yeah, it was really nice. They called us a bunch of names and said, this is the only plot of land we had, da da da. They have 20 flags on our property alone, like on our island alone. And then when you look at them in the top 4 in the server, they're usually number 3 or number 4, depending on the day. So, yeah.
Do you know what their company is called?
I can't remember off the top of my head. It changes like all the time, but it's the same one. It just changes.
Yeah.
And so we have built. Luckily, it was just before they changed the amount of resources needed, but we built an entire gate wall around our entire property.
That is what we are doing right now.
Mostly around our property, because I was gone, so somebody just completed it, and then we could just build on later. Well, then they changed how much resources are needed for gates. So instead of having, an amount to where one person can go out and farm and do all this stuff, and then you have all your gates that you build and all that, instead they've made it to where you have to make 100 ingots just for a small, the outside gate, which is a ton of metal just to get to that point. So like, there's certain parts of the game that just drive him crazy. I talked to No Pants, and he's having problems because he's on a private server. But the problem that he's having is that he'll tame a very high level animal, and then they'll go out, and if they get in a battle with that animal, the animal dies with a way lower level like other animal that they got in a battle with. So it's like,
Yeah, they nerfed the shit out of the health for tamed animals. Like, my crow went from having like 150 health, dropped to like 50 health. It was like, good lord.
Yep. So yeah, it's some of the decisions they're making, it just don't make sense to me. I really hope that they fix the lawless areas to where if you put something on the lawless areas, whether you're there or not, there's not the foundations and stuff like that don't last long at all. Because to me, it's an overnight stop. You show up, you pick up the shit, and then you move on to the next place. That's what that's for. But instead, people are making homes out of it, and that drives me insane. And so there are elements of it that are irritating, and there's elements of it that are fun. We're on an entire area with alphas, so I can just kill alphas all day and just level my dude up, and I'm good to go. But but we've stopped taming because we're completely walled in. No animal except snakes, the small rattlesnakes, can get into our area. And we've tamed 3 cows, and our latest cow died inside of an enclosure by a rhino. Rhinos can't get into our property.
Are they aggressive?
Rhinos?
Yeah.
Not generally.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll just kind of knock the side of a building if they got irritated from something else. If they got aggravated from something else.
Yeah.
But no, they're not. But got killed by a rhino. We're like, how does that even happen inside of a building? But whatever.
So that sounds like newbie getting killed by a lion inside of his room.
Yeah. I have no idea how that happened. I logged on one day, his body was gone. I looked at the company log, and he got killed by a lion. Somehow. The only thing that I could think of is that he somehow, because you can glitch and go like fall through floors.
Yeah, we had that happen.
I think he glitched and fell up the floor. Because we have the top part of we have the top part of our house open as a garden, and so somehow a lion got up there, so I couldn't go to the roof garden. Is it because he was at the door? And I was like, well, shit, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I killed him through the wall because his head would stick through the wall, so I'd shoot him with arrows.
I've done
and then
that
I went up there. I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Well, and so we had when we went to K-12. This is the first time we had to deal with this. Like, we've not had rain or anything because we live in the desert normally, right? So we get over to K-12 and rain starts up, and the first thing we see is possibility with rain that you could end up with water spouts. And we're like, okay, possibility. Immediately rain starts, water spouts, 6 of them. And I'm like, really? So the rain stops. Okay, those are gone. Not a big deal. We load up the boat. We're headed home. And I'm like, dude, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I got to work tomorrow. I'm done. And he's like, okay, no problem. I'll be up all night anyway. I'm like, okay. I get a message from him 15 minutes later, and he goes, I might need you to log back on. I might die. And I was like, why? And he sends me a screenshot. 6 more behind him. And I'm like, I feel like that's a little OP. Anytime it rains, you're going to get water spouts. Like... Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Every single time. We live in a tropical area. Every single time. We were going to go get our crew. And as soon as me and Baka left, as soon as we pulled offshore and started going, it started raining and fucking water spouts everywhere. Watching him drive through it, trying to fucking, like, turn and navigate and whatnot. Oh, God. It's such a pain in the ass. But, sailing is so much easier when you have a crew, too. Like, it's so much easier.
See, we don't really have a problem. Well, it's me and Twiggy most of the time that are on the boat, so it's not that difficult to do, both of us. And we're on a schooner, which we named Boomer Schooner. Anyway, but the thing was, like, our deal is like we're going along and we're like, oh shit, we've got to make sure we got cannons on this because we've got the ghost ships, the ship the damned, and we've been on rafts before, and it used to be they don't touch you on rafts.
They do now.
They do now.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, that's dumb.
Well, you got to get real close to them down a raft to piss them off.
Evidently, Twiggy was a good distance. Like, we've had him run over our boats before because we didn't have a choice because on a raft, you don't have a whole lot of control, right?
Yeah.
And we've had him run over the boats before. And now it's to where a raft, it's about the same distance as it is for the schooners and stuff. So, he wasn't thinking anything of it. He's like, okay, well, they're not going to shoot me at me anyway. I'll just take a raft and I don't have to worry about destroying, because he destroyed our sloop. And that's our second sloop.
Yeah, we lost our schooner to a ship of the damned. Like, it was level 34, and it caught us at the very edge of its aggro thing, and it just pelted us. We died almost immediately.
It's crazy.
Oh, it was rough.
Crazy. But, I mean, I'm enjoying, like, some of the changes they're making, I'm really enjoying. And then some of them I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, this makes no sense whatsoever. And they got to change the lawless area. They've got to change it because it would be different if I could get gems on my own property. Like, because I can get crystal all day. But I'm not going to...
we got buttloads of gems, but no crystal.
Yeah. So we've got tons of crystal and no gems. So we go to K-12 because we can go there and
come to us. We'll trade.
Mm-hmm. Where you at?
O12.
O12? Okay, we might head that direction.
The farthest side.
Because he's heading to, because we get sap from K-12 also. And so because they're putting those down, none of the trees are growing. And so we can't even get sap, and that's the only place for us to get sap.
I don't understand why they wouldn't just tax it instead and then let people come and farm. Like, I mean, you get 30% of whatever they farm anyway.
The game was to start your own business, and they started their own business. I mean, they just did what the game was advertised for them to do in.
I mean, to an extent, yeah.
I mean, they monopolized an area and have goods that are obviously what people want, so you buy them from them, or...
We've got so much fucking wheat. They fixed the farms, because it used to be like one plot would give you one wheat, and then the wheat would only last like an hour or half an hour at most, even in a preserving bag. Now, I think we've got 700 wheat, and like in a preserving bag, shit lasts for like 7 days.
Yeah, see, I went and farmed meat the other day. It did both like the regular red meat, and then also did fish, and just loaded up the bag so anybody wakes up, they can go ahead and load themselves up before they go ahead and out, because it lasts for like 7 or 8 days. I've got beef jerky, so it's good stuff. But I mean, I don't know, it's crazy. But that's all I've been playing.
Yeah, same. I mean, I've been playing that for pretty much.
We did a little bit of Overwatch. Black Ops. We did the Black Ops because I've got it now.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm pointing in the right direction. I don't know where everybody is in this.
He's right above you in the picture thing.
That's Grif.
And I got a kill earlier when I played around. But by complete accident, I was running around, and I had the shotgun and a sniper rifle, and I didn't have a scope, so I just had the shotgun, and I was just running around, and then I turned a corner, and a dude was there, and I kind of jumped and shot him in the face.
Sounds like me now.
Those jump kills. Oh no, pop! Oh, hey, cool kill! Yay!
I got a 4-time scope off of him and a rocket launcher, so I got to play with that.
Blew yourself up with a rocket launcher?
No, I did blow up a dude's vehicle, because like he was off in the distance, and I saw him drive up to a house and go inside. So I was playing with it, and it auto locked onto the little vehicle. So I fired and destroyed his car.
And then died immediately thereafter.
No, I actually got up to the top 15.
Nice. You get a lot of commendations for finishing top 15.
Yeah.
Cool.
I should have kept the shotgun, because I had the sniper rifle and the rocket launcher, which only had like a couple shots, and the dude had close quarters weapons, so.
Well, you tried.
It did not work.
At least you tried.
Yeah.
Points for effort.
At least you tried. Yes.
I haven't done anything either. Like, I guess I'm still after Red Dead. I'm just kind of in a brain numb, where I don't really want to do anything. Like, I don't want to commit to something new yet, especially since I'm doing Uncharted, I guess. So I've been playing Planet Coaster the last couple of days, and a lot of Tropico. Man, I love that game. Tropico 4 is my jam. I know they pushed back Tropico 6, but I don't even care. Like, I didn't care for Tropico 5 that much. And I don't know if they plan to continue on with what they did with 5, because if so, I'm totally not interested in 6. But if they go back to what they did in 4, we can talk about it. Other than that, I haven't done anything.
I haven't played 4 yet.
4 is the superior Tropico. I'm just saying. I only have 420-something hours in it.
Only? I mean, I'm really surprised.
My Steam is open.
One other thing that I played, I think it was the day before yesterday. It was the Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo. You get 30 minutes to play. That's it. First of all,
there's a way around it.
Yeah, there are several ways around it, but I mean, I'm not going to do the Steam way, because it's with a trainer and whatnot. You got to change your system files and whatnot. So
no thanks.
I'm good with that.
That's
the game
me
comes out
asking
soon
me
enough.
to delete something, essentially.
So how was it?
Wow. That's all I have to say. It is seriously Resident Evil 2 modern day. There's no stuck camera. There's no standing still in firing. It's a lot more mobile. The horror element is definitely there. I mean, it is the environment that they kind of put you in is very like oppressive. It's dark. It's like the ambient sounds and everything that goes on is very like frightening. It's really, really, really good. This Leon is new generation Leon, not old generation Leon. Like they're two separate entities at this point. This one is a different. It's like the new Chris. It's new Chris. It ain't the real Chris. It's new Chris. New Chris, new Leon. This is new generation Resident Evil.
So reboot, basically.
Yes. Yeah, I would go.
Even though they're doing a 2, it's reboot.
Yeah, I would definitely go that route instead of a remake, because this one, like, they rebuilt the whole game from the ground up, and then just took Resident Evil 2 and then made it into this. I think Grif might actually like this one if she can wants to play a real scary game.
What I told him when he came in, he came in after he played it to the bedroom, he's like, "Oh my god, you're gonna like this," and starts telling me all about it. And I really feel like they took what they learned by making RE7 and its success, because it was huge, and kind of put that back into one of its more vintage titles. So it's got a lot of the really heavy atmospheric horror to it, and it's not, they took away the being cheesy to make it a little more light here and there, and are sticking to it's okay to be completely gritty and dark.
Yeah, it's definitely dark. I mean, I will say one of the first little cutscenes, you're trying to rescue a guy and you're pulling him from the shutter, and he basically gets ripped in half.
Well, that's a spoiler.
So, it's like the first couple of minutes in there, and trust me, the gore in this one is high leveled. So you best prepare your ass if you're going to play it. I was like, wow, they definitely turned this up to 11. So.
You think that's because of success of shows like The Walking Dead and things like that they've allowed on television? You think it's people of that type of zombie stuff?
A little bit.
Yeah, so now it's like, okay, we'll start putting that type of stuff more in video games that people are more familiar with. But I'm just wondering if they think that's kind of where they need to go with this stuff, because that's where television has gone to.
They really turned up the horror a bit in this one. It's a lot darker than the other one, and I mean, I like this Leon. From the little bit we got to see, he's still kind of got that confidence where it's like, I should have been here yesterday to help, and it's like, but you're here today, so now I'm gonna fucking save the whole city. And no, you're not, Leon. You don't save the city. You just get the fuck out. So I like this one, but it's two separate Leons. It's not the same one. There's two separate. As long as you can make that in your mind. Yes.
So it is good for people that have never played Resident Evil 2 before and gone through and played, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Except for Chicken's going to spoil the shit out of it, because he's going to say, well, it was available X many years ago, and...
I mean, the story should be about the same. I mean...
Yeah, but
I mean, if we've never played it before...
It's 25 years?
Yeah, but
you are definitely over the spoiler limit. I gave you 2
true.
years.
I would say, though, that there's an addendum to the spoiler limit, where if they're going to remake a game entirely, which means you're going to be drawing in people that hadn't played it before, that you should back off the spoilers a little bit before it comes out.
And you're helping with if you're a person that's promoting this and saying that this particular game is going to be good, it's what you want, I recommend playing this game. Don't spoil the game for people if you're recommending to play it,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Resident Evil stories are pretty damn generic. I mean, the lore about it is pretty much the same across the whole thing. You're the guy, you have to fight your way through all of this shit, you find out what really happened, you learn about other characters, and then you escape in a helicopter. That's usually about how it ends.
Escape in a very specific escape every time.
Yeah, I mean, rocket launcher to kill the last bad guy, that's usually the same across the whole thing. Hell, even at the end of Resident Evil 4, your partner just is like, here, Leon, take this, and throws you a fucking special rocket launcher to finish off the guy.
The end of 5,
rocket launcher.
There's the Sheva on the helicopters they fly out have rocket launchers.
Oh yeah, double rocket launchers to kill them. It's like, oh yeah, look, rocket launchers. It's very stereotypical Resident Evil ending. You gotta have the rocket launchers.
And the helicopter.
Yes, helicopters and rocket launchers. It's usually how it ends.
But you gotta attach yourself to characters and stuff, and if they've made it to where they've modernized a little bit, then you're gonna have some character development, right? Theoretically.
Yeah, you should.
I like theoretically because,
because it is Resident Evil.
I wonder if they're gonna have when you beat the game, the character unlocks like Hunk and the tofu.
The tofu.
Okay, first of all, you could watch the trailer anywhere at this point. It's not a spoiler. It's just part of the trailer. You watch the trailer, and there's a shitload of spoilers in it. But for people who've played them, everything in there you already know. But at the very, very end, it says also coming. And then it's like Shh, Alpha Team here. And it's like, Alpha Team, I thought you were dead. And then it pans up, and you see Hunk. Yay. He is back. And then it pans over real quick, and it's a tofu running through the sewer with a gun.
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. It really does. It was a lot of fun to go through and run through the game as a piece of tofu.
You gotta keep, like, they keep the game in a serious light, and then they kind of throw in some heavy humor into it to kind of even it out in the longer term.
Well, Hunk's was actual, like, good story part of it. So,
if I had to guess, if his isn't already in the game, it will probably be DLC.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, like the whole Alpha Team thing will probably be DLC because, not a spoiler, there are 3 main characters in Resident Evil 2. It's Leon, Ada, and Claire. Which I assume you're going to get to play all 3 of them like you did in Resident Evil 2. You get because that was kind of the good thing is you got to see 2 things that were happening at the same time. So,
Resident Evil 1 was the same way. Either you played as Chris or Jill. So,
well, in Resident Evil 1, you got to choose one of the characters and then go through the whole game with them. In 2, basically you'd play through a certain part, and then it would switch your perspective to Claire, and then you would play through a certain part, and then it would switch back to Leon.
Which version did you play?
Which version? Are there multiple versions?
Did you
this
play
version
it on,
right here? This right here.
Oh, okay. That is. I played it on PS1 as well, but that is not how it was. Like when I had it. It was a larger box, and it was Claire's disc. Yeah, Claire's disc, and
that's
Leon's
the one
disc.
I played.
Oh yeah. Claire and Leon's.
Yeah, I was about to say you didn't switch back and forth on with those 2.
Did you not?
No. You go through Claire's side of it, and then you can go through on the other disc with Leon's side of it.
Then I may have just played them right after each other.
Unless it was something different.
See, that's how I remember.
On like the GameCube version or something like that, but.
Because I remember I did play it on the GameCube too, but that was the first one that I played.
See, I remember it being played through one with Claire, and then went through and played the other direction. Because that's the only one I played is Resident Evil 2, and that was the one.
Well, this one is definitely a lot different than if you played any of the other ones. This one.
I'm just interested in the giant spiders in the sewers to see.
I will say that during one of the parts in the demo, the giant alligator, you see a lurker or a licker run across the window real quick. Like here, it's like Leon's like, "What the hell was that?" Like, you don't want to know, Leon. Hopefully, it's not in the demo. Let's just keep moving. I don't have a shotgun.
Too funny.
You guys want to talk about some news?
Let's talk about some news.
Okay. What do you want to talk about first?
Well, there are a couple of big-ass stories.
Yeah, that's why I asked what you want to talk about first.
Well, I mean, we've got about 30 more minutes of the show. So.
All right, go.
Shall we do the good news or bad news first?
Let's do the bad news first.
Okay, bad news first it is then.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Gearbox boss Randy Pitchford is accused of taking a secret $12 million bonus and more during a legal tussle with the studio's former lawyer. Now, this shit has gotten dirty. Like, I mean, okay, so I'll try to break it down as simply as I can. Gearbox is suing said former lawyer because he is not paying back what he owed them for a home loan, a $300,000 home loan, a cash loan intended to help finance a new home. Okay?
So a company loaned their lawyer money to buy the lawyer's house?
Yes, and said lawyer destroyed the home loan agreement, so there's no evidence.
Why would you not make copies of something?
I don't know. Okay, so here's where it gets even dirtier. So during this whole legal tussle, Said lawyer is now slinging huge piles of shit back at Randy Pitchford. Basically,
who has been a friend of his for 40 years.
Yes. Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't... if you're going to trust somebody, I mean, 40 years is a long time. That guy probably knows more than you wish he did.
Right.
So he is suing Pitchford for breaching his fiduciary duties by exploiting Gearbox employees and property to fund his private cravings, which Okay, so... Calendar's allegations are most severe, alongside accusations surrounding the reported $12 million bonus. He wrote himself a $12 million
but originally
bonus.
It said secret, like the headline says secret $12 million. I want to know how anybody keeps $12 million a secret.
And also, can we get the book that comes along with that so we can hide $12 million and just have $12 million?
I don't even know how I would manage to get $12 million, much less hide it, but still. Like,
somebody figured it out.
I
mean,
Yeah, I mean, so apparently it's like, $12 million. Where'd it go? I have no idea. And apparently how...
$12 million. I have no idea where it went. Oh, who cares? Don't look for it. Like,
yeah,
what?
No idea.
You what?
There's a lot of mudslinging coming from this guy.
Somebody made accusations of child pornography. I guess it was that guy.
Okay, yes. Calendar puts forth examples intended to illustrate Pitchford's alleged breach of judiciary duties, including an incident where Pitchford is claimed to have left a USB drive containing highly sensitive material, Gearbox employee details, development efforts, corporate partners, etc., at a medieval times restaurant in Texas. He just, forgot it. Oh, super fucking important USB with some of the most sensitive information ever. I forgot it. It's like, what? How does that happen?
What, mate?
What?
I'm dying on this one too, because it's like Gearbox is accusing Calendar of using the company credit card for unapproved personal expenses, which include family vacations, a gun club membership, and firearm accessories. But my favorite of this is trying to get six-pack abs. This is written in a court document, folks.
Trying to get six-pack abs. What is going on? How many drugs are all of these people on?
I don't know. $12 million worth, evidently, or
clearly.
$300,000 worth for the other guy. I mean...
Yes. Okay, now we're going to take a very dark turn here. Okay. Here, the suit takes a darker turn, claiming that upon information and belief, Randy Pitchford's USB drive, this is speculative, there's no proof or anything like this. Is this the one that he left
at the restaurant?
I assume.
Okay.
Randy Pitchford's USB drive also contained Randy Pitchford's personal collection of underage pornography.
Okay, so let me put my child porn and my important employee work documents on the same USB and then leave it somewhere?
I mean, like,
that seems a little...
I hope it's not real. Like, I hope this motherfucker is just slinging mud that it is not real. If it is, then this dude deserves to go down.
It definitely sounds like it's a bit far-fetched, I guess. But I would not disbelieve it until it is proven in court.
You look at it, it's like it's also just the cam girl pornography. So it was a cam girl, evidently.
Right.
Was barely legal porn that girls... the girl's handle was only 18.
Okay.
So I don't really know. I mean, I'm sorry if she's misrepresenting herself, like age-wise. I'm not really sure legality-wise what you do in that case, because if you say only 18, that would mean that you are 18.
Yeah.
And no older than 18, but you're still 18.
Yeah, but it's still kind of one of those things where if somebody uses a fake ID to say they're 18 and then they turn out to be under, you're still getting in trouble.
Well, okay, but it depends on who you are. It's just...
But this sounds like a person on the internet that makes money for this?
Yeah, it's a very...
I mean, if she's got a handle...
Webcam, like,
I mean, you do you. If you're looking at porn, that's not the issue here. The issue is, like, how do you validate what you're looking at, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the website validates the age of the person doing it.
Usually, depending on, I mean, unless he's, I mean, you got $12 million
You could do whatever the fuck you want with, apparently.
Of course, evidently, there could be a girl with the name Only 18 somewhere that's got $12 million now, for all we know.
Yeah. And another fucking thing the calendar says, which, I mean, I don't know how fucking crazy any of these people are. Like, I mean, like, holy shit. People with so much money are just crazy. Anyway, calendar suit alleges
I'd like to see how crazy I would get with that much money. I mean,
I wouldn't do anything different. I would sit here and I'd just have a fancier computer. That'd be about the same. Alleges that Pitchford also siphoned Gearbox profits to fund parties thrown by himself and his wife. It claims, not even any evidence, it's just him saying this shit. During these parties, adult men have reportedly exposed themselves to minors to the amusement of Randy Pitchford. Which, again, is what the fuck is wrong with these people if this is what...
old medieval party where they're like, yes, do it again for my amusement.
Yeah,
but I'm also thinking on the same time, he and his wife threw this party. And I get it. People have all types of preferences and and stuff. And a lot of times when you're married, you have similar things going on. But my thought process is, at what point do you go to your wife and go, hey, babe, we're going to throw this party. I'm going to invite middle-aged men and, I don't know, 17-year-old girls, just so you know. And at some point during the party, we're going to go into the side room, and some weird shit's going to happen. I mean, I don't understand. Like, I
need a shower.
I mean, I'm old enough now that it's like, I don't want to invite young people to my party. I want to invite people that are my age and have similar interests.
Well, I mean, and he's also, they've got kids, the Pitchfords, so, I mean, like, you just think that changes your mentality some, too, about it, where you're like, oh, don't, because that makes me think about my children, right? Like,
I mean, it's all over the fucking place. There's a lot of mudslinging coming from this guy. I don't know if any of it's true. It could all be bullshit, him trying to fucking
He's
flounder.
still salty about the six-pack ab thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what to take from this.
I mean... I'm not taking it as any truth. Randy Pitchford, I mean, he's an eccentric guy, but I mean, I hope there's no way that any of this shit.
This is so strange. Is real. I need the actual facts to come out in a hurry so that I can stop thinking about which one of these are real and which aren't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not attacking Pitchford for any of this, but I mean, I'm gonna be kind of like eyes on calendar going, what the fuck are you saying, dude?
I just love that medieval times is where the USB got left. It's like, was he picking up women at medieval times? Like, what was he doing?
For his entertainment.
Did he, like, bring the USB so he could show what he likes? I mean, what is he doing?
Was it a business meeting? Because, I mean, wouldn't that be a fun place to have a business meeting? There's probably no business happening.
Hand me your paper.
Giant turkey legs.
Hand me your papers. By the way, you have to eat with your hands at medieval times.
Because they're giant turkey legs.
I mean,
but the takeaway from this that actually affects us as gamers directly is this means that we will probably not see Borderlands 3 for a long time while this is being wrapped up. And if it goes poorly for Pitchford, we will probably never see Borderlands 3 or any other Gearbox title.
Yes. Which, I mean, I love Borderlands. Hopefully we see it again at some point. But, I mean...
We will. Let me tell you how we're going to see it. All right? And now we transition
into
the next. See what I did? Right there. Because THQ Nordic will eventually buy them if that's the case. And we know this because
they
THQ
buy everything?
Nordic, they buy everything. THQ Nordic's back in the news this week. This time because they bought Outcast, not to be confused with Outlast. Outcast, which
I have no idea what Outcast is.
Game from 1999. It was a pretty popular game at the time. And they just recently did a remake of it. That they did an entire Kickstarter and stuff for it, released on PC, PS4, Xbox One, all that stuff back in 2017, called Outcast Second Contact. But they've bought that up, and it does have a following, so that's kind of a good thing. But I would like to see what THQ Nordic, an actual studio, can do it versus these three independent guys that recreated their own creation essentially from when they were big things. So, you know, and then eventually they'll probably end up getting Borderlands, and then you'll know it's in good hands because THQ Nordic's going to own all the games. All of them.
Eventually they're just going to like eat everything. There's only going to be one game company. It's going to be THQ Nordic and then everybody else.
No, that's not true. There'll still be things like Ubisoft and Epic and all of that, but
eventually
but they might end up owning Activision after this week.
That's true. That's actually a nice transition into the other stories. Good job.
Yeah.
You're on top of it today. Bonus point.
Do what I can.
Yeah. Okay, so to switch it into the super fucking good news, like amazing, and my mind was blown when I read this because I never thought that anybody could get out of the fucking stranglehold that is Activision. Bungie is free, and they're taking the kids. Destiny.
Yes.
They are now divorced from Activision, and they get full custody.
I really thought that Activision was like the sister of EA, and anybody that ever tried to leave them, they would just murder. But I guess not.
Bungie's too strong. Like, they're like, you want to try fight? And then they would get into a big ass fight about it.
If Activision owned it, Activision doesn't care. They'd just be like, well, whatever.
Well, to be fair, Activision doesn't want to get into a scrap with Bungie over Destiny, because I could see that like going very poorly for both of them. And Activision is in trouble right now. They don't need any other trouble to deal
Activision's in the midst of restructuring, and this did not help them because having Bungie leave, because Destiny 2 is underperforming, by the way, surprise, surprise,
yes.
Has made their stocks plummet a bit. So
yeah, by 10%.
Yeah, kind of a big deal in the stock market.
A lot of money.
Yeah,
a lot of money if you have a lot in there. But on the other hand, Bungie's stock worth is going to go up because they now have Destiny and they're by themselves. So is it Marty O'Connell? That was his last name, right? The guy that was the O'Donnell, but the musician. If you remember, that was part of the fight. He was supposed to. Bungie wanted him to get rid of his stocks, and he couldn't be a stakeholder at all when he ended up getting fired from the company, which a lot of people think Activision had something to do with him being fired in the first place.
Oh, yeah, they definitely did. They have lot of strings in the bag.
So now he is, like, it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes, because right now he's going to be a complete winner, because he's got, like, 20,000 shares, or it's a ridiculous amount of shares that he's got for the company. So now he's just sitting there going, yay, me. While he's retired. I don't think he's done another jump since.
I knew this day would come one day. Yeah. But that's crazy, because it means that anything that happens from here on out with the Destiny franchise is all on Bungie. The only scary part is that they are now self-publishing, and sometimes that can get a little tricky, so they've got to figure out, like, land on their feet and then figure out how to get moving again. So it'll probably be a little while before we see anything big happen with that, but I
think if you're Bungie, you almost go the THQ Nordic route in the fact that
start buying everything.
You start buying, well, buy a small something. Right?
Yeah, start small.
I think figure out how to publish first. Get your next bit of Destiny content out there, and then
you could probably buy a small publisher if you're Bungie. I mean, to be fair, you could probably just go buy a small publisher and just be like, okay, guys, you did a good job with that. Now you got Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see the rise of these smaller buildings like THQ Nordic buying all these IPs, starting their own work. Bungie starts buying IPs, doing their own work. Like, I want to see these like smaller ones start rising up, and then the big AAA building is kind of going like, well, shit, oh no, because I mean nobody wants to work with fucking EA anymore. They know what's going to happen. They're just
EA's got money though, and sometimes people get a little blinded.
But Bungie should get some of Konami's properties.
Somebody should get some of Konami's properties because they're not doing anything with them.
Fat Shark, the ones who made Vermintide 2. 37% of their stock was bought by Tencent.
Whoa.
Bye.
Yes, I saw it on Reddit. I was like, oh no. Oh no. They're like, don't worry, we just needed more money to make greater things, and it's like, no.
We just need a little money, Arthur.
No, that's where it starts going wrong. They get their hand in there, and then they start moving things around, and then they rip it apart, and then they completely own you. And it's like, well, it was nice while it lasted. Good luck.
Now that I've said that, I will never unsee what happens to Fat Shark being a direct correlation to Red Dead 2. Great.
That's too funny. That's awesome, though. Good job, Bungie. Being able to separate.
I'm interested to see what happens next.
Yep. Yeah, okay. I was just making sure that was right. Yeah. 10-cent bought. That's a minor stake in Fat Shark. So, unfortunate.
Well, I mean, if they only have a minor stake, as long as it doesn't go any further, I mean, they can't really do much.
37% is a big start, though.
It's a huge chunk. And now all you have to do is, depending on how many stockholders they have, now you're just buying up individuals at that point. Because if you're sitting there and let's say you've got 5%, somebody goes, hey, I'll buy your 5% for $5 more than each share is worth.
Ooh.
Now, okay.
All right, cool. And now they own 42%.
Yeah.
And they keep going around, siphoning up a little more here, a little more there.
All
and
they
the
gotta
next
have
thing you know, they
51.
own 51%, and then they have full control.
Yep.
Got to be careful, guys. Got to be careful. I mean, it's fine if you want the money involved and all that, and Tencent wants to be involved with it that way. But you've got to have your board down, going, guys, don't sell. They're going to offer you the world. Don't sell.
Don't sell. Please do not sell. They have their hands in so many things.
But at the same time, you've got the same board that should say "Don't sell." That's going. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over this caviar and famous, expensive cigars. My bad.
Couldn't hear you over this big wad of cash.
Yes.
I have all this cash. It's
I've
not
been
my
stuffing
fault.
my ears with $100 bills. What did you say?
What? Oh my goodness.
You can tell how poor we are because of what we think rich people do with money.
God damn.
Oh, God.
Well, I guess another thing that is likely money-based and money-motivated is the fact that The Division 2 was originally only going to be launching through Uplay, because that's, Ubisoft's storefront, and now it's also going to be on the Epic Games Store. Still not on Steam, though. I mean, Epic Games is like, you know what? We'll only take 10% off if you want to put it on our storefront. And Steam's like 30% or else. I'm gonna guess they decided 10% is probably not that, is a negligible amount. Go ahead and put it on another storefront.
I mean,
You're still gonna have to
personally,
open Uplay.
personally, why would I go and use a different client just to open it up from Uplay anyway? I mean, I already have Uplay. I'll just fucking buy it from them. It's like, why do I want to do this whole kind of roundabout just to go back to the same place I already was?
But it's because they want to give you options. They want to give you, because if you have brand loyalty to, for some reason the Epic Games Store, but even though it's new, and you're like, I want to spend my money with them, they'll still get my 10%. I guess. You're still opening up your player base on Ubisoft's part to have it be not just one storefront, but you still...
I find that whole thing just
know.
super weird. The only reason I buy things through Steam is just to keep my Steam library all together.
Yeah, in one place.
Yeah, I mean, if I already have Steam, I'm not going to go to Epic Steam and buy through that just to
Epic
open up
Steam.
Yeah,
Just to open up Uplay?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to let
If
me buy it
you're-
on
if you're
Steam, I'll just
going-
buy it on
that-
Uplay.
See, that's what I was thinking. If you're going off of Steam regardless, like if you're going to go somewhere else, you're probably going to go to the source instead of another launcher.
Yes,
Unless you
exactly.
just hate Steam, which is, that's fine. If that's your thing, cool. I understand. Steam's not the greatest thing ever, but,
No, it's not.
it's just generally
it's-
you're going to go to the source.
It's usually considered very stable, though, and that's where most people, because it's been around for so long, I mean, we've got giant libraries there. So it's like, why would I go to 10 different libraries? I mean, shit, I got a Twitch one now. I mean, I got all these libraries, and I got to figure out...
Discord has its own now too.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like, I don't have anything there. I don't have anything
Yeah, I don't have
I
anything
think-
there either.
The only two launchers that I open somewhat regularly, it's Steam, and occasionally I open Origins because that's where all of my Dragon Age stuff is, and Sims.
And Sims.
So I mean,
Yeah, which is
other
fair.
than that though, I have
I
a
ordered
couple
the
of
Xbox
Uplay
one.
games. What?
The Xbox one, I open it up
Oh,
because
I
you
don't
play
even-
through the PC games.
Yeah, I mean, I open up Uplay every now and then to play like Wildlands or Rainbow Six or Rainbow Six Siege, blah 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 blah, or Division or things like that. Like, I mean, if I'm just gonna use their client,
But
I
it's
ain't
so
gonna go to another
rare
client.
that
Just
I
The only-
open
the only-
any of the other ones.
I've got to check on the other ones because the reason I don't like the Xbox one is there's no way to switch which hard drive the stuff is coming through. So like in my case, I put everything in one hard drive. Well, it only goes to your main hard drive on Xbox. So I've got to see how everybody else's client works because that's why I love Steam because I can put
You
it
can
in
set where you want it.
Yeah.
Origins does the same thing. I don't know about
Yeah.
Uplay because I don't
Yeah,
remember
you
where
can
I
do
put
the
the
same
Uplay game at.
Well, that's the perks about Uplay is if I download it in Steam, it puts it into my Steam library and downloads it with the rest of my Steam games,
Well, yeah,
so that
that's-
Uplay is all installed where my Steam games.
I
are,
guess
so I don't
that's
have to
true
worry
because
about
I do
that.
have an Assassin's Creed game that it
Yeah, so
downloaded
it's
to
all
the same drive as Steam.
to the nice compact folder. Everything is all neat and put away, and then
It just opens everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, like opening Far Cry 5 is like, oh, let me wait the 30 minutes for Uplay to decide it wants to open. Because it's got to open in the background.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go to another client just to have it. I'm not going to go to another client just for it to open up UPlay for me. I'm just going to open up UPlay then.
I would be interested to see, like, you know how if you're Epic, you try to build even more. You just turn around and go, hey, is there any way we can turn UPlay off just for us? So it'd
not gonna happen.
That will not happen.
Well, I actually don't think it could because one, UPlay does its own achievements, so you have achievement pop-ups that are going to go through that, and two, all of its microtransactions are tied to UPlay being open, so you can't have it. You can't have it not open UPlay.
Right.
Even if you're not buying.
Plus, it's run. UPlay is basically your road to its servers.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have to give Epic their own servers for their games, which I do not foresee Ubisoft doing at all.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Chicken's gonna buy Final Fantasy again. Final Fantasy 10 again.
10 and 10 too.
Because it's coming to the Switch, baby.
Switch and Xbox One.
No, Chicken.
Cool.
You pick one.
How about all?
No, you pick one.
I don't know how many times I've bought this damn game.
Too many. We own
so
many
We tried to do that on the show
game.
one time. You couldn't even count them.
Yeah, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's one of the greatest games ever made. It's not my. I mean, it's just whatever. Everybody has their opinions. They're wrong, but I mean, everybody has.
It's Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2, and then Final Fantasy 12 is coming out as well for both platforms. Yeah.
Which I've heard 12 is super fucking good too.
Well, we don't own that one yet, so if you want to buy that, I will not guilt trip you. But buying 10 and 10-2 again, which I know you're going to.
Guilty pleasure. I don't give a fuck. Guilt me however way you want.
Just go with the Switch so you can play it on the go.
Ooh.
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's what I would argue for. Play it on the Switch. Because if you're playing your Xbox, you sit in the same place that you do in your own PC, and you already own an PC, so...
Yeah.
Just get it on the Switch. Don't talk to me.
Just buy it everywhere.
He just wants to throw his money at them.
Yes. Take my money.
Like...
I mean, to be fair, I've got 10,000 hours in that game, so... I mean, I've gotten more than my fair share. Well, I'm probably about even with money spent on Final Fantasy to the time put into it.
Oh my god. Well, get ready for that. 10 and 10-2 come out on the 30th? No, the 16th. April 16th. And then 12 comes out on the 30th. So.
Oh, good. Gives him time to go through and beat it, and then get 12.
Yeah. A few days.
Great.
Well, actually, that's perfect. I could buy it on Switch, beat it on Switch, buy it on Xbox, beat it on Xbox, and then go ahead and buy 12.
I said pick one. You can have one, okay? Look, I have held off on buying Katamari.
Which version of 12 are you going to get?
How about if I just buy it on the Nintendo One?
Don't talk to me. Stop talking to me.
Hook up the HDMI from the Switch to the Xbox and from the Xbox to the TV.
That's funny.
What else you got?
Oh, we've got dates for the Monster Hunter World Witcher collaboration that's coming out.
Yes.
It looks like the dates for it are going to be from January the 22nd. No, February the 22nd is the last date. January 26th until February the 22nd. So it's almost nearly a month event.
Which is cool. That's cool.
Yep. So we just got actually a couple weeks. Not even a couple.
Yeah. I'll be way too busy playing Resident Evil because it comes out the 25th. And I still don't own that game.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, I'm glad that we've got dates for that because it looks cool.
Yes.
It's a good add-on.
What else? What else you guys want to go over before we get out of here?
I did forget to mention at the beginning, but AGDQ finished last night. I watched it all week. I watched as much as I possibly could. It's the only time throughout the whole week or throughout the whole year that I don't turn off my PC. I just put it in sleep, and so I could just come back and pick right back up where I left off. It was a really great event. They finished with raising $2.394 million for the Prevent Cancer Foundation, which is absolutely incredible.
Awesome.
Super proud. The runs were really cool. Some of them were absolutely memey, but it really really shows what the community can do.
The tail end of one of the Metroid ones.
Yeah.
And learned a neat trick with the mother brain fight.
Oh, hey, Baka learned something. Like,
Hell
he
yeah.
actually, there was something about it that he didn't already know, and I am legit shocked right now.
Well, I never tried like charging up and just popping her in the head while the whole weird event thing goes on, where the baby drains her health and then gives it to you.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, the Metroid community is absolutely massive. I mean, they run all sorts of tournaments and whatnot. Like, it's crazy. I'm sure if Baka wanted to, he could get into it and, you know, at least do like any percent speedruns of Metroid. So, I mean, once you play a game so much, you eventually just start, because I used to do it when I was younger. I mean, you beat a game so many times and you just like, all right, I wonder how fast I can beat it, and then you start going faster and then faster and faster and faster. And I mean, the whole speedrunning community is incredible for doing this twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And other than that, I mean, there's a new background story for Overwatch that focuses on Ana, and a new skin that you can get for the next 2 weeks, I think.
It ends the 21st.
Okay.
So
1 more week.
A week from tomorrow.
You've got to get 9 wins in any mode, which, I mean, is the same thing they did with Diva's Nanicola skin and all of that stuff. So there's all of that backstory and whatnot, but they also put in the new skins for the new Overwatch League teams, which means now the Hangzhou Spark have their skins up, and their colors are baby blue and bright pink, and I can't wait to buy it for Reaper. He's gonna be the prettiest Reaper in all the land.
Bubblegum.
He's gonna be so cute.
Bubblegum. Too funny.
I think there are 8 new teams, so that's cool. That's 8 new.
Are they doing like
skins.
last time where they give you an option of 1 skin or for free, or?
I don't know.
I'm not entirely sure.
I have not signed in yet to check that out, but I want the pink ones really bad.
God, that Genji skin.
Yeah,
That
Genji looks
bubblegum
ridiculous.
Genji. Oh my god. All you need is the shiny gold sword and throwing
so
stars.
Tacky. So tacky. I'm imagining Reinhardt in that skin, though. I mean, like a big pink Reinhardt. Yeah.
I'm sitting there playing. I couldn't stop laughing if I was sitting there trying to play the game. I'd be laughing so hard. What am I seeing? What am I seeing? And it'd be funny, too, like have an entire team that everybody's got different colors and stuff going on.
Oh, man.
And an
Pink
entire team of
Roadhog.
bubblegum pink.
Yes, I want it. I want it
Well,
so
to
bad.
be fair, whenever that team plays, that's all the skins they're going to use. Because when
Yep.
you play, you use your skins. So yes, there
Yeah.
will be a whole bubblegum pink team.
Yeah, there will.
playing during the Overwatch League.
I want pink Roadhog and pink Junkrat and
Bubblegum Roadhog. It'll look like a piece of bubblegum.
he's gonna be amazing. You shut up. Oh, they're
That's
gonna
too
be so
funny.
pretty.
Too funny.
Come on, it's a little
Anything
thing.
else?
Go watch my Uncharted stuff on YouTube.
Sure.
I have been.
Yay! Thank you. I appreciate that.
Awesome. All right, we do appreciate everybody each and every week that comes out at Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can check me out personally at NDB Oaktree. Check out Grif.
At Grif Slidem.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
At Baka Pickle.
Also, make sure you go to Grif's YouTube channel, she just said. Woohoo! Where she's playing through Uncharted. There's 1 or 2 that's got some stuff off sync that drives her crazy. The rest of us probably won't even notice.
No, you will. You will.
So, but other than that, it's good to go. And hopefully, what's next? Do we have anything next? Down the line?
I have some plans, but
Not really until reveal yet?
you'll have to watch the channel, so go push the little sub button, and then you'll know when it gets posted.
Dun dun dun! Yay! Also, make sure you go to twitch.tv/EliteChicken313, where you can check out Chicken Sunday through Thursday. Yes. Yep. Sunday through Thursday. And since it's wintertime, I'm sure you still got some day streams planned as usual.
Yeah. We'll be picking up Salt and Sanctuary on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. God, there's too much salt in that game. Oh my god.
The salt is real.
Oh
The
my
salt
god.
is real.
I have never hated a creature more than the fucking unicorn drill thing. Is just, I want to slap the shit out of something. I hate it.
Also, make sure that you go to mixer.com/mdboaktree, where you can watch me stream as well. We're currently going through Atlas, some more Sea of Thieves, because I can't get away from the damn game for some reason. Maybe because I love it so much. And then also Red Dead Redemption 2, also starting that as well. So all that should be fun. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Grif.
I'm chicken.
Baka.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.